Basically, what we are doing in Bulawayo is we follow it. I want to be honest with you, in the context of the presentation by Dr. Zamara and the comments by the colleagues, and I found full of finishing his presentation. But what I want to tell you that, let me just not speak for Bulawayo, but for Matabele and the Midlands, we are following events. What am I saying? I'm saying that we are disconnected with what's happening in Harare. We are following on social media. Dr. Patson, Zamara, Linda and so have been arrested. There is no connection between us in Gwanda, in Matobo, in Blamsi, with what exactly is happening in Harare. And at the end of the day, what then we say is, okay, there is that perception, that disconnect. And that disconnect has been caused by the fragmentation amongst ourselves in civil society. We fight over nothing sometimes. We fight over perceived donor monies, not perceived donor funds. We perceive that George Makuni and his organization, because they are strategically positioned to be based in Harare, they have received $2 million from Trace, and then we in Bulawayo have got disengaged with Brother Makoni because of some of those things. And at the end of the day, what happens is that the struggle for the emancipation of Zimbabwe, the struggle for the redemption, if I may use that word, for the redemption of this country is suffering because of our fragmentation and our fights over trivial issues. So all the colleagues are saying the process of re-engaging the colleagues is ongoing, but I want to be frank with you, it's not going to be easy. But what we have done is the few of us that have remained in the coalition, Zimbabwe coalition, have then made the resolution to say, come on, we cannot be flogging dead horses and we cannot be busy begging people. What we are doing is we're on a recruitment drive to try and mobilize the new players, the new CBOs that are in Binga, so that the struggle responds, like what my brother was saying, to the pertinent issues that are affecting the people in community in Binga. And unless we cascade down to those CBOs, the first Perezin was talking about structures. The structures are there, but we are not engaging the structures. If you go to the communities in Blantyre, they are organized around specific issues. If you go to the communities in Gwanda, they are organized around the issues of gold mining and the conflicts around gold. But what are we doing to the 10 that are pulled out of the coalition? This is what we have said, we have agreed. We remain, by the way, we have only 4 organizations that have remained in the coalition in Bulawayo. So we have got on a recruitment drive. But then we are then begging you guys in the office and here in Harare, please do not let us down because we have been viewed as traitors. I want to be frank with you. At some point, the Mtwagazi groups will call it traitors because we're engaging people in Harare. And I also understand their frustration because we have not done well in terms of how we have rolled out our programs and how we've worked as partners with colleagues on the ground in that part of the country. So that disconnect has created the fundamental challenge that is actually stifling the struggle that we are fighting for. And unless we come to a point where we are united, where we look at Zimbabwe as Zimbabwe, we are not going anywhere. In fact, we are playing right into the hands of the secessionist groups that are then saying, come on, this thing doesn't work. Let's then secede. You guys, who are participating in activities in Harare, you are sellouts. We are fighting for the restoration of Matabele. Because there is a disconnect. I think Comrade Mao would agree with me that people, and the justification, and I understand them. What are we saying, for example, around the issues of Kukulahundi? Because that is where the issues of human rights abuses originate. But the problem is when you raise Kukulahundi, someone will then start talking about the Ndebele raids, that we don't have evidence, that we can't have the complainant, that we cannot have the perpetrator to bring to the courts. But for example, if my brother Jamara is talking about the atrocities, why don't you then springboard and say, look, these issues began in 1982, and then these issues of human rights abuses have continued. So if you don't do that, what then the people in Bulawayo will say when Zamara is arrested? They say in Ndebele, they will say, let them experience it, because we have always said that this regime is cruel, this regime is heartless since 1980, and I'm just saying the perceptions from that era. And people are then saying, let them experience it. Somebody was arrested. Okay, I then begin to say, but my uncle also disappeared in 1984. You see, because we have not been able to build the bridges and the synergies amongst ourselves to say, guys, what you guys experienced in Matabele, the marginalization. I will be happy if people are talking about underdevelopment and marginalization, because violence changed in 1987 from being physical violence from Matabeleland perspective, it turned into structural violence. What that you are raising here, we're actually saying, if these guys are complaining just about access to pads, fine, it's an issue to you guys. But then we're talking about access to education for girls, a 16-year-old Form 3 girl walking for 23 kilometers to school. But if Crisis in Zimbabwe Coalition, if Dr. Bereje, Pastor Bereje and Dr. Zama raised those issues from here, the people in Matabele will begin to say, we are now talking issues. There's one. I think that was the struggle to build bridges is continuing, and I'm also hoping that the civil society conference that you guys are planning will also be inclusive and take cognizance of the issues that are coming from those communities. In that way, we'll be able to build the struggle and be able to connect the issues that are affecting. For example, we have a crisis in Nangagwa and Sekama displacing people in Matopo and Mapisa. They're taking people's lands. And when we really make noise that side, it's always expected that we will make noise. But if someone in Mutare is then saying, but we want to condemn the what's happening in Matopo, then the regime will start thinking that, wow, civil society is now speaking with one voice.